hit this bad boy here. Okay.
Hello.
Let's see. Does it say we're live? Should say live. We'll find out. Elaine.
It says exit full screen.
Yeah.
Do we want the full screen?
Yeah.
And then it says over here.
Okay, we're live. We're good.
We're good.
Finally.
We're good.
Okay. Here we are. Elaine Gray and Donny T. Tempesta.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just start this with, we're about an hour and a half late on this broadcast because technologically, you are looking at two real dummies. I have to say what it is. Your grandson helped you, and my son, I had to call Las Vegas to get my son to get me through this. This was a nightmare, but I am so happy to be here now to our non-viewing audience because the broadcast that you would have been watching is done. However, maybe you can watch it again when you go to YouTube and hit live, and it'll show this broadcast.
We'll hit Donny T and Friends.
That's it. Now, tonight, let me introduce to you my good friend and a very, very patient person, Elaine Gray. Anybody that's ever been on a movie site in this town has seen Elaine. She's always to be seen. She makes it a point that you see her.
Mm-hmm.
Elaine, how did this night open up to us?
Well, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, really.
Because we were trying to get through technology.
Technological?
Difficulties.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
My son walked me through it, and I was ready to have a stroke and throw this computer somewhere. And I had an angel call me on the phone, and it cheered me up and put me in a different mindset. That angel goes by the name of Lenny Clark. We talked for a while. He had me laughing like he can always do. And he made me realize that it's not all that bad. Hang in there, Donny, you'll get it. And I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many people that we've worked together with that I want to get on my show. And by then, hopefully, I'll know how to run it. You know, it's not easy, honest to God. When you get to be my age and you're taking shots like this, it's crazy. Well, let me explain to you what my show's about. It's called Donny T and Friends for a reason. My friends are my extended family, and I mean that from my Italian heart. Believe me. I want to get so many of my friends, most of them are hams, like all of us, to get in front of this camera and talk to people. Tell them what your stories are. Not any two interviewers will be the same. Elaine has a story, I'm sure. She's an artist. Why don't you tell them the story about Sidewalk Sam? I want to hear that again.
You do?
Yeah, they might too.
Okay.
And the thing about Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks. I once was the marketing director for Sidewalk Sam, Robert Gilliman, for anybody that might know Sidewalk Sam. We created 85 art masterpieces on the streets of Boston in the 80s. And they were all sponsored by Fortune 500 companies, and they were all over Boston. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved Sidewalk Sam, as did the Fortune 500 companies. Well, I was able to be very flexible and create special events for Sidewalk Sam, and through the 85 masterpieces. And so I got this brainstorm because Martin Luther King's birthday was coming up, and we had done a beautiful portrait in the middle of Copley Square. And when that happened, I thought to myself, oh, Mayor Flynn had come into office, and it was a blizzardy type of winter, and there was snow and ice everywhere. And I saw Mayor Flynn, who was new in the office, riding on a snowplow, a big yellow snowplow, and it was in the newspaper, it was on the TV. And I said, no, I think I have an idea. Let's have Sidewalk Sam and Mayor Flynn uncover Martin Luther King's portrait. And that would be for his birthday, for Martin Luther King's birthday. And so we did that. But Sidewalk Sam was out doing a project out in Texas somewhere, and so he couldn't be there. So I was there for the event, and 5 o'clock in the morning during a full-on blizzard, we had Mayor Flynn with a shovel uncovering the portrait. And I promised the mayor's office, because I pitched them, and I said, I promise I'll get you some national news, into a magazine. So I got Jet Magazine to come and cover it. I got the Herald and the Globe to cover it. And it was just a spectacular event. We were on a page across from Carter, President Carter, and in the middle of the magazine. And it was such a spectacular event. And for me, I was in the back seat of the car with the Herald guy and the Globe guy and the driver. And to watch Mayor Flynn pull up at 5 o'clock in the morning to see the headlights, I looked back and I said, oh my goodness, I had a dream, and here it is, because I just made it happen. And
That's great.
it was so cool. It was so cool. Yeah.
Now, my friend Elaine is also an artist. Now, I don't know if you have a website that has all your art on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you do, why don't you tell them what that is, and they can follow you up and see what you've done, you've done.
Yeah, well, I have on my Facebook page, I always put up maybe 25 or 30 paintings, because I have so many paintings that I couldn't do it all at one time. I don't have them all cataloged, but I keep them together, and I put up a series of whether it's landscapes or people or whatever it is that I want to choose to put together.
Now, I got a collection.
On Facebook, there's a collection. If you look at the collection, it runs across. You can see my paintings.
This meeting tonight has taken quite a while. I've been telling Elaine for months and months and months that I would get her on my show. Mm-hmm. And finally, I kept my word. It took a while. Mm-hmm. Technologically, I'm as dumb as a rock, and Elaine, tell me you are too, so I'll feel better. No.
I'll make you feel better, yes.
Yeah, so.
Sometimes I'm dumb as a rock now that I'm a little older.
Yes.
And I have to rely on my grandson.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's a good thing we got them.
I used to be right on top of it all.
No, I never was, so I don't feel too bad. But, to look at you guys, though I can't see you right now, I know who you are, and you're in my head forever, my mind. I root for all of you. I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. Actors, actresses, directors, filmmakers, producers. It's a tough, tough job. It's not a tough job if you get the role, because we're actors and we can do it. We know it, or we wouldn't be in it. But it means a lot to me to see a friend of mine get something and say, hey, I just got booked on this, or I just got booked on that. Don't be jealous, because tomorrow might be your turn or my turn. I root for everybody. It's called Donny T and Friends. Mm-hmm. Friends is another word for an extension to my family. Okay, so this means a lot to me. I don't make 10 cents doing this. And I hope you guys when you finally can see this, because it's a day late and $1 short, well, subscribe. It'll give us a little credibility. And maybe the next time I'll have one of you guys on this show. Like I said, every interview is different. You have your stories, I have mine. I'm sure she has hers.
Mhm.
Have you ever been involved with an audition that got you close, but no cigar? Something that,
Oh yeah, I think everybody has
Yeah.
felt that, and it happens. Especially if you're in the business
yeah,
a decade or more, you had it happen over and over again.
yeah, exactly.
But then you land something, and it's wonderful, and
Yeah.
then you move on and you start doing
Yeah.
more.
You have a fantastic look. I told you that we're talking tonight.
Thank you.
She is so expressive. When she says something, you look at her and you tend to believe her. She could be lying through her, but I believe every word she says. She is one of the nicest people that I've met in all the time I've been doing this, which was quite a while as well. The political aspect of it, that's another story. But for me, the artistry, the acting, the convincing someone that you're not who you are, that's a good thing, because a lot of us, that's our whole life.
Mhm.
Pretend. We're all little kids, every single one of us. Her and I, though we're not so little and so kitty, I still believe in that little boy that still lives inside of me. People ask me, Donny, when you were a young kid, who was your best friend? And I always give them the same answer. It was me. I was my own best friend. My creativity, my mind, I had an imagination second to none. And I think most of us actors are not just dreamers, though we are dreamers as well. But a dream without work behind it is just a dream. I did steal that from Denzel Washington,
Mhm.
who I happen to revere. I think he's a wonderful actor and a wonderful human being. So I've had my disappointments as well. As you have to have disappointments in life, you know. So I'm working on something right now that's driving me nuts, but I can't say what it is right now. So
That happens to us a lot.
yeah, we have to keep secrets. We do have to keep secrets, but
Right.
I want everybody to do well in this business. Everyone, you know.
Yeah, the film industry is exciting. It's grown so much in Boston
Yeah,
that we're so fortunate to have it here the way it is.
exactly. The only thing that I really, really want, and it's like beyond a dream to me, if I could like touch my nose and become younger, you know, that's the only thing. But we can't. That's what it's all about, you know.
I always tell the Emerson students or any students that are film script writers or
Yeah,
learning the industry, make sure that whatever you write is intergenerational, because we all need the work.
yeah,
You're not going to have a good film if you exclude the people that are really out there.
yeah, exactly.
All ages,
Yeah.
all generations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know why people always tend to cast me as a mob guy. Do I look like a mob guy to you? Well,
To you?
Those are the roles I seem to get. I was supposed to be doing a mob boss, Russian mob boss. That's a tough one. It's even hard to say. So,
Mhm.
but yeah. So I wish there was somebody online that commented or
That's
somebody.
all right. They will. You know what? When this is done,
Yeah.
we're going to send it out, and we can make it as a story that we post that allows the comments, and then we'll know who's watching.
If you know how to do that, God bless you, because I don't.
I've done some of the stories, and I think that we can do it very nicely.
Yeah.
Because we didn't expect this to happen tonight.
No, this was, believe me when I tell you, this here, what we did tonight, if people saw what we were going through, they would say, they're going to quit. I know they're going to quit. There's no way they're going to continue this with no guarantee that there'd be a picture on the screen.
And we didn't.
We
didn't give
quit.
up. We didn't quit.
And Sean Anthony Tempesta, you are my hero.
Mhm.
It's my son that figured it out for me, and I'm indebted to him. He's a great kid. But yeah, he went.
And Christopher Gray,
Christopher Gray.
my grandson, last
Yeah.
night, he helped me get my audition out there because things have changed technically.
Yeah.
How you get things to someone and what they look like. So
Yeah.
the kids are so smart.
They were amazing.
I think they were born with computers in their head.
You know what I realized?
So good.
Not everything in technology is black or white. Sometimes it happens to be gray.
Like my name.
Yeah.
Elaine Gray.
I threw that in there.
I wanted to do this business since I was 12 years old. And I waited till I was an adult and got into it because it was always a dream for me. And I made it come true. I've done 55 films so far, if not more. I haven't put them all on. I think I have about 15 or 20 I haven't. Yeah, I've done, most of them have been background work, but I've done a lot of principal work. And I had my own television show back in the 80s in Watertown called Focus TV. And, did all the directing and producing and that. So just fun to be in this business.
One of the things that I hear, they're only extras. Well, let me tell you something about that. We are not only extras.
No, we're not.
We may be background artists.
Background
Can you imagine?
performers.
Yeah, performers. Can you picture a movie without background performers? You couldn't do it. They need all these people walking up and down the streets, and believe me, it's a tiring thing. And we don't do it like it's just a big gaff thing, We really get into it.
Right.
We really get into it. I mean, when I'm on the set and I'm doing something, I'm doing it as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the term extra. It sounds like there's something like that they could do without,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Alfred Hitchcock that said extras are like furniture that eats.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Hitchcock said that. Yeah, he did. Nitwit. No, I love the business. I love the people, most of them anyway, and I'm sure a lot of them might like me. Who knows? But I don't do it for that. I do it because I love the craft, and I do love the people. That's what I miss the most. I haven't done anything in a while due to the fact of the mandates, and you couldn't work. I couldn't work because of whatever, and some have taken the vaccine and some haven't, and I was one of the haven'ts, though I did get COVID.
Even taking the vaccine, you had to
still get that thing up your nose.
Yeah. And it was, there wasn't work for a year.
No.
In Boston, pretty much. No. With the COVID.
I didn't have anything to do. And I just paid my dues. It's like $500. And not that I want this to be a political show, but most of us are in SAG. And I'll tell you, I felt a little slighted that I just paid like $500 for all the months that I was not allowed to work, but you still had to pay the dues. To me, that just doesn't sit right.
But you pay the dues that you pay is according to the amount you made.
Yeah, I made nothing, and I still had to pay.
The $500, that's a lot.
No, that's $500 for months.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, I love being in SAG.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember how bad I wanted to be in SAG. If I can get my SAG card, I'm halfway there.
Yeah.
I got it. I had a lot of fun. And Angela Perry, did a lot for me and for most of us here. I love Boston Casting. I've taken a course there, one or two. I don't remember, but and also Carolyn Pickman. I did work with them, and I took a class there. Yeah, the people in Boston are pretty good people, and we have a lot of pride, you know.
Yeah.
So,
You know who's somebody special I'd like to mention, if it's okay?
go ahead, please.
Yeah. Carol Patton, Imagine Magazine.
Okay.
She really covers the industry. She worked on getting the film tax credits, and that's why we have, I mean, so did other people,
Yeah.
you know, but she, with her magazine and going up to the State House and presenting the idea to the community so
Yeah.
that we could get the growth that we have
Yeah.
now. So
Dedicated
I admire
people.
her for
Yeah.
what she's done.
Dedicated people. I'm sure you know more about the ins and outs of the industry than I do, because I'm not, well, I don't want to say that because I am. So I'll just leave that alone. But she knows a lot about what's going on, a lot more than I do.
Well, what Imagine Magazine's over 25 years old, and it covers everything. So it's like the Bible of our industry here in New
Yeah.
England, and it has a lot of subscriptions and a lot of it keeps you up to date with every single thing that's going on in the industry.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because I'm a guest writer for Imagine Magazine, and I've written quite a few articles. And you know, now that I'm getting older, when the day comes that I'm not able to work anymore doing roles or whatever, then I'm able to write, I'm able to produce, and I'm able to direct. You know, maybe you have to change things up because you might not be able to run around as much, or you might not get as many roles.
You never shared with us the one that got away.
The one that got away.
Yeah, the role that you were up for that you were disappointed.
Oh, I that one I had to keep quiet, but sometimes that happens. You just don't get the role that you wanted or that you were offered, or you know, that you were anticipating.
Oh yeah, we've had that.
Yeah, and that it just happens, and then the next one should come along.
You know what? Yeah. You know what just dawned on me? I have to say this. When I was a young guy, I was lost. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I grew up. My father called me lazy. You'll never amount to anything. You're nothing more than a dreamer. So one day I go up to my father and I say to him, Dad, I decided what I'm going to do. And he looks at me. Well, what's that? I'm going to be an actor. Oh, my son's going to be an actor, huh? I says, yeah, Dad, what's wrong with that? He says, Donny, why don't you be a baker? A baker? Why a baker, Dad? He says, at least you may get some roles sometime.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he did. He said that to me. Imagine that.
That's
I probably should have taken his word for it at the time.
He was pretty sharp
to
say that.
Yeah. I was a dreamer, still a dreamer. I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up, if I ever grow up. Yeah. My father, God bless him. But yeah, you know, you meet characters in this business. You meet some celebrity people that's a little extra something for you. I met DiCaprio, nice kid. He turned out to be anyway. He wasn't initially. I could tell you a funny story if you'd like to hear it. I mean, most actors want to hear funny stories about celebrities. We were on the set of Shutter Island. I was a stand-in for Sir Ben Kingsley. And I bought everybody a gift. I bought Leo a bottle of Grey Goose vodka. Went to his trailer and brought it to him. And he takes the bottle, he looks at it, he says, oh my God, he says, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So I know now I got an in. I can talk to him because we know if we talk to someone, we're off the set, right? That's happened to me before too. But that's all fair in love and war. Anyway, he gives me that. And he says, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I said to him, I says, I really appreciate being on the set. This is all I ever wanted in my life. So now I know I can talk to him when I start talking about, there was a movie I saw that you were in. And I'm pretending I don't remember what it is, but I know exactly what I want to say. I said, Basketball Diaries. That was the movie. I said, you blew my mind. That scene outside your mother's door. I said, you reminded me of James Dean in East of Eden, where his mother rejects him. He says, I don't believe you're saying that. He says, James Dean was my favorite actor. And I said, really? Oh, and East of Eden. That was my favorite movie. Really? So anyway, he says, yeah, we're having a thing tonight. And Scorsese and I are throwing this party for everybody, all the cast members and the extras and all that stuff. Anyway, so we show up that night. But how did I know about that East of Eden and James Dean? I looked up his bio.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew what was going on. An actor prepares. That's a book.
That's right.
And so that night we meet up on the set, and there's like almost like a receiving line, like you'd see in a wedding. And these girls go up to him and they said, oh, what is your nationality? He says, well, he says, actually, he says, I'm 3/4 German and 1/4 Italian, hence the name DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm.
He says, oh, wow. So he said, they said to him, do you speak German? So he said a couple of words to them in German. Now, that's my second language. I was in Germany in the army. So I say something to him in German, and he looks at me and he says something else. And now I'm having a conversation with him in German. He says, you speak German, man? I says, yeah, why not? You do. He says, get over here. He says, my mother's here. She's from Germany. I didn't know that, And I sat with his mother for like about an hour. What a sweetheart. What a down-to-earth, wonderful person. And that was it. And those are the things you talk about forever and a day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were all nice people. Yeah.
There's always a story. Every film, there's a story.
Yeah.
Something wonderful happens, and you just try to follow the rules.
I tried to follow the rules, but I got to be honest with you.
You didn't.
I have always been a nonconformist
Mm-hmm.
my whole life, and I've paid dues for it. You can trust me on that. And yeah, I didn't always play by the rules. What are you gonna do? So
You try to give it your best, to make sure that that they notice, the directors notice that you're staying on your mark. You're not creeping up to the
Well, I can't say that.
screen. I know you told me.
I did all kinds of stuff. But you know what? Sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get noticed. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is a good story. An actress kind of story where you like to know what goes on behind the scenes with some of these celebrities. I'm on a set in Waltham. It was the Judge something or other.
I was on The Judge.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? The Judge?
The Judge with Robert Downey Jr.
And
Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was
Duvall's one of my favorite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the set with this guy that I know. And I say, wow, do me a favor, will you? I'm going to walk over by Duvall. We're eating, right? And I said to him, when I get over close to him, take a picture. He says, all right, I will. So
that's non-conforming.
Yeah. So he took a couple of pictures and I looked horrible. Anyway, we're all a little vain in this business. Let's be honest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can't see my friend. And I'm looking for him. I can't find him. I go outside, and there's a van, and my friend is sitting in it, right? And across from him is Robert Duvall. And he says to Duvall, he says, Mr. Duvall, he says, I got a friend here, would love to talk to you. He says, who is it? And he points to me. I'm saying, oh my God, look at this. He calls me over and he says, yeah, how you doing? And he introduces me and we're going back and forth. He says, hey, what are you doing in the movie? Right? I said, I'm actually an extra. That's all I got. I said, this is a tough business. He says, oh yeah, it can be. He says, so we start talking, about acting and where he studied, where I studied. I told him I studied New York, at least Strasbourg. He says, yeah. He says, Brando didn't like him. He didn't think he was that talented. I said, oh, really? Yeah. Oh, now he's telling me stories about how Brando mooned him and how we went to Fenway Park. And he's going, we could have talked all day, but he was a nice guy. And I left the area. I was doing a role in Connecticut. I was playing a consigliere, and him being the foremost consigliere, what he did The Godfather. I said, wow, what a great picture this is going to be, right? So for some reason, 20 minutes later, the production team, whoever it was, one or two of them, called me over and they said, yeah, you're going to leave the set. I said, how come? What did I do? And they told me, you put a picture of you and Duvall
Oh boy.
on Facebook. I didn't know.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, I didn't know about Facebook and how you put your picture there. And who knew that they were going to see it that quick? Well, they must have spotters. Anyway,
They do.
I had to leave, but I was already on the set for 3 days. There was no shot of me going on and being seen or anything else, but it was a heck of an experience for me. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of experiences like that.
yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. So I don't play by the rules. I got to be honest with you. I've been like that most of my life. And, I got seen on The Sopranos. Not a big thing, but to me it was a big thing because The Sopranos was the Italian Bible.
I know.
So I was in Las Vegas. A friend of mine was casting for The Sopranos. So she said, well, Don, I'm not casting any of the speaking roles, but I can make you one of the pit bosses. I said, oh, that'd be great. So I fly out there. It's cost me $2,000 to be in. I think I got maybe $50 or $100. So you see that I don't act for money. That's never been a motivation for me. So now I'm there, and she says, oh, want to come with me? We stand at this table over here, and when they say action, just turn around and look. So if I turn around and look at that blackjack table, Gandolfini is 9 miles away down the other end, right? I said, okay. The assistant director walked away, and I took off, and I started walking over towards Gandolfini. And I'm going by the pit, so I'm going to be a pit boss. So I go by the pit, and this guy got mad at me. He says, hey, what are you doing? I said, what's the matter? Well, he was one of the pit bosses, but he actually worked at Caesar's Palace.
Oh, boy.
So now, make a long story short, other than the fact that I did talk to Gandolfini, and he was a hell of a nice guy. And I knew somebody that knew him, but because of the way I was brought up, you can't mention someone's name, so I didn't. I wish I did, but I didn't. Anyway, that was a funny, funny day. If you remember, the scene was at Caesar's Palace, and he starts laughing. He's at the roulette table, and he falls on his ass. And I went over and helped him up, and, and now when he falls down, everybody's like looking around what to do. And I go like this, I go, I became the biggest picture on my friend's TV screen. He called me up. He said, Donny, I just saw your whole face, your whole body. I didn't even watch the thing because I didn't think I'd be seen. But yeah, so you got to take little shots, you know.
Mhm.
They'll tell you, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I was never, you know, I'm sorry. I was Peck's bad boy.
Mhm.
Got any good stories? Tell me something.
Oh yeah, I do. I have a lot of them because I've been picked out and been featured in a lot of the, even though as an extra, you know, they pick you out of a crowd. They have you line up and then they say come. So I got to work with some of the really famous people. Woody Allen,
Nice.
yeah, and I got him picked out for that one, and that was with um, Emma Stone and Joaquin Phoenix, and that was a great show. I was picked out to be a mother in the
Great.
courtyard, and there were only several of us. We were with the principals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really fun. But working with Robert Redford was a real kick for me because I've always loved his movies and who he is, and you know, and worked with him on the Discovery, his own science fiction movie, and was about an experiment, and I was one of the core people.
Oh.
So you get picked to be
Yeah. Because you have a certain look that they're looking for.
right.
You could add to that story if you'd like.
Yeah,
The Robert Redford story, sure.
Robert Redford. I do have an add-on because nobody had seen him yet. The first day that we
Yeah.
were there, we worked with him for a week in a mansion in Newport, Rhode Island, and we had so much fun on that set. But he was nobody had seen him. You know, we knew he was going to be there sometime, so I got sent in to put what do you call coveralls on
Uh-huh.
because there were different people in different color coveralls, and they all had different meanings. So I took my coveralls and went to go to the ladies' room, and when I could get a chance, and the door opened up, and there he was, old blue eyes, looking me in the face, and I looked him in the face. I was so happy.
And he asked you out to lunch, didn't he?
No, he didn't. But we got to see him a lot. We got to see him a lot during those.
Well, here's
days.
the part that you're going to tell them.
No, that's secret.
No, I was there. So I remember seeing him.
Okay.
Well, I know one thing.
Hmm.
Actors love acting.
Yeah.
But most actors hate learning lines.
Oh yeah. No.
That is one of the toughest things. I'm doing something right now that I can't expose myself to, but it's like I got like 1,000 lines and I'm freaking out. I called poor Elaine up several times. Elaine, you got to help me. Please, I can't do this. I've never seen so many lines. I'm a lot older than I was when I was young, you know.
Mhm.
When I was, of course, I'm older than I was when I was young. Anyway,
but
Robert Redford had a problem learning lines.
oh, he did?
Yeah.
Right.
He had a tough time. So
Well, you know, it's not just Robert Redford, it's Marilyn Monroe,
Meryl
Meryl
Streep.
Streep. Now that she's getting older, learning lines. That's
Yeah.
you got to figure your way around it.
Yeah.
You got to learn the lines, or you've got to learn how to improv if it's allowed. You have to take it as it comes.
Look at Brando.
Yeah.
He was like everybody's favorite back when I was a kid,
Mhm.
you know, going to Strasbourg.
Mm-hmm.
He was like everybody's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
He had lines everywhere. When he did the Mutiny on the Bounty, one of the Tahitian women had words written on her forehead.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Last Tango in Paris. He had a shoe with all the words on the bottom when his wife was in the bed dying or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's looking down at his shoe. The Godfather, big billboard with words on it, you know. And I'll tell you one guy. I got to say this because I really like him because he's a down-to-earth, really nice guy that cares about people.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the movie was By the Gun. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
I haven't.
yeah, it was a pretty good movie. And what's his name? Oh my God. I do this all the time.
That's another
That's
that's another avenue
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to face it.
We have some memory problems. We do.
It happens.
Yeah. I could tell you the movies. Bad Lieutenant. Who was that?
Bad Lieutenant. I don't know.
No, nobody knows. Huh?
No.
Harvey Keitel. That was it.
Oh yeah. That's,
So I'm in this movie, and of course they made me be a wise guy. And Harvey's getting out of his car, and we're told two guys are supposed to go over and hug him, kiss him on each cheek. I'm told to do the same
on
thing.
both cheeks, right?
Oh, yes, both cheeks. So now, let's see, she knows her Italian law.
Right.
So now I don't play by the rules. So when he comes out, we're all supposed to like gather around him. Well, I don't. The other two guys do, and they kiss him and everything else. So I come out and he comes walking towards me, and I just stay center stage. And I said, Sal, you look fantastic. How you doing? Everything go with you? Yeah, everything's good, Robert. Yeah. Hey, you was always my favorite. I says, I always knew that, right? Cut. Now we got to go in this place, right? Freezing out. So we go in there. Next time we come out, now he comes out and he starts the conversation. He says, so Marty, how you doing? How's everything going? I said, hey, everything's fine. I says, but it's been too long for you and me. Cut, we go back in. Now the assistant director comes over to me. He's done this before in another movie, Frank the Bastard. He did it to me too. Were you in that too?
No, but
Yeah.
sorry.
So he says to me, he says, don't talk to the actors. I told you can't talk to the actors. All right, okay, all right. So now the scene starts. He comes out of the car and he comes walking over to me and he says, so Marty, how's the family? I go like that. I got to say this. I know I probably shouldn't use profanity, but this is what he said. Why, you cocksucker. And I looked at him and I says, so we got to go back in. It's cut. And I went over to him. I says, Javi, I got to tell you the truth. When you said that to me, I definitely would have responded. But I was told not to talk to you. Who told you that? The assistant director. He comes out and he goes over to the director and he says to him, see that guy over there? I want him to talk to me when I get out of the car. He makes me feel like a mob boss.
Good.
Yeah. So I got a speaking role.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the director, because he's the director, pulled it away from me. But I did get paid for it. So, But Harvey Keitel to me, it's a good man. He's a good man. He stuck up for me. That was a good thing. So.
That's good.
Well, have you had enough?
Yeah, have we been an hour?
I don't know. I think it was 2-3 hours. What was it?
It feels like it.
Yeah. No.
But it's fun to talk to everyone. Just keep plugging away.
Yeah.
Keep submitting. Keep writing. Keep producing, directing, creating new product.
And your success is our success, and vice versa. There's no jealousy in this man's body. I just root for everybody. I don't want anybody to miss their mark. Well, anyway, I'd like to say, from my heart of hearts, I love you guys, and you will see this after the fact. Unfortunately, I really wanted everybody to have a chance to comment, and maybe I'll get a call. Oh, if anybody has a suggestion for a show or somebody that wants to be on my show, Donny T and Friends.
On YouTube.
Yeah. Also, my email is Donny T and Friends. And
at Donny T and Friends at youtube.com. AOL at Donny T and Friends.
At
email.
What's that thing there? Donny T and Friends at
Gmail.
Gmail. That's why she's my partner. She's here. Yeah, at gmail.com.
Hey, notice Donny T in the center.
Donny T.
Isn't this a nice set?
They wanted me to do a mob kind of thing.
I love it.
Yeah,
Very
and I chose not to.
Mhm.
I said my friends are not all mobsters. There might be a few of them, but they're not all mobsters. My friends that I feel closest to are my artistic kind of friends.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's it. And you
Well,
can call
I
me.
love the set. I think
Yeah, it's a nice set. A
yeah.
friend of mine did it. He did a great job.
Great
with it,
job.
You know, it looks like a mansion, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's
So-
beautiful.
And that's it.
Thank
Anytime
you,
you want to
Donny.
reach
I
out.
really enjoyed being here.
Yeah, love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Love you. You're a sweetheart.
Thank you. And my friends, I love my friends. Write in if you want when you see it posted. Write in if you see an opportunity to do it, because we're gonna be posting this video. I know it's gonna be
It's
late.
actually going to be posted tonight.
Great.
You know,
great.
it's gonna post tonight.
Yeah,
It's
so
on-
we'll see if we can get it out so that you can comment on it and you subscribe to Donny T and Friends.
yeah, that's important
Yeah.
because
Like, subscribe,
comment.
and comment, because if you want to have Donny consider you to be on the show, you need a comment.
And trust me when I say this, anybody that comes on my show, at the end of the show, this is what they normally say. Well, we're already done. So
We're
You
already
will-
done.
you will have a great time. I promise you
Yeah.
that. Promise you. God bless, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao, Bello.
Okay, let's see. So if you watch me, you see how much of a knucklehead I am trying to do this. Let's see. I think we've got to go up here. Exit. No. Let me try that. Oh, exit full screen, maybe. That'll give me everything I need. And broadcast. Got to do it twice.